Alright, there we go. What's up, guys? Gonna do a little repair on a GPU. I have Asus Strix RX480. And as you can see, got a death wobble fan. That bearing is shot. It makes a heck of a noise when it spins. So, I have a set of fans. I'm just gonna replace all three with the wire loom. And while I'm in here, I'm also gonna pull the heatsink off and redo the thermal paste on it. So, get a little better temperatures. Grab, let's see. Don't need much. That guy, I believe. Let's move my phone. Thermal paste. That should do. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is work on these fans. This graphics card has 3 screws on the side. Of this plastic housing cover. Move my mouse up out of the way. Okay. There's going to be 3 screws down in here at the top. You'll have to kind of move the fan, get the blades out of the way. These screws are the same as the ones that are on the side, so you don't have to keep them separate. This cover should just come right up. Now I already unplugged this one has RGB lighting in it, and I already unplugged it. So if yours has RGB lighting in it, you just want to be aware of that when you pull it off, that there's, you know, a wire attached in there. Unplug the 6-pin fan power. Okay. And then these fans have 4 screws each on the fan itself, and then an extra screw on the wire harness here. Let's see if I can, right there. So I'm gonna start by just removing a fan. You just kind of got to shift the fan a little bit. Now the reason I'm replacing all 3 actually is because I was trying to order just this fan. But they kept sending me a fan with only a 4-pin on it. And as you can see here, this fan, the wire harness comes off of it and goes to the 6-pin. And then it goes down to the 5-pin and then a 4-pin. And they kept sending me one with just a 4-pin. So I said in the end, okay, I'm just going to order the set of 3. Because then they came with the whole wire harness, and I'm done messing around with returning fans because they won't send me. And it was crazy because every time the fan came, it was labeled as the correct fan, and it was labeled as a 6-pin, but it was just a single fan like this one on the end with a 4-pin connector to it. I was like, how do you, I don't know, it was really annoying. So done with that. I guess the good news is on one of the returns they let me keep the fan, one of them. So I basically got a $30 fan for nothing. Not that I'm probably gonna ever need it, but I do have an extra fan, which is nice, 4-pin. The set of 3 ended up costing around, I want to say it was like 65 or 70 bucks. Not too bad. There. So all those come right off. And now I have extra, because these two fans are still good too. So I'm going to hang on to those as well. But let's see here. New set of 3. And it's weird, like the wire harness, I see kind of why they kept sending it, but I wish they would label it differently. Their fan A has a separate plug. It's not wired into the main loom here. So I was like, I don't know. I kind of wish that they would just not call it a 6-pin then, because it's very deceiving. But keep that in mind if that's something you guys are after. I gotta figure out. Okay, so that's the middle one. Yeah, that one will go there. Like that. And yep. It's a little funky. It seems like there's like unnecessary excess wire with this loom. There is. Well, actually, okay, I see how they did it. That just ends up doubling over. I see it on the old one. Now, one step at a time. Get them installed and then worry about the wires. Yep. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's like I see. There's just a twist in that wire that was keeping me elevated and not letting it sit down. There we go. Oh, you know what? One thing I do want to do before I throw these on, I do want to do this. I'm just going to take a Q-tip, a little bit of alcohol, and I want to run and just clean stuff up. This graphics card was actually kind of donated to me for a build I'm doing. So, a friend of mine had it, and when the fan went wonky on him, instead of warrantying it, he decided to just get a new graphics card. And then so he gave this one to me, and I'm not complaining. I did run it with the fan the way it was just to see, and whew, it was loud. So just want to kind of clean everything up, you know, a little bit here. It's not too dirty, which is nice. Just a little alcohol and a Q-tip does wonders. And you don't have to go super aggressive. If it was worse, like if it was caked all the way through there, I would probably pull the heatsink all the way off and actually wash it or something. But it's a lot cleaner than I expected it to be. So get down in there, get the heat pipe. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's fine. Alright, now I'm going to put these on. There we go. Keep picking up 2 screws at a time with the magnetic tip. The only real place that I found these fans was on Amazon. I couldn't really seem to find them anywhere else unless I wanted to pay way more, and they're the same fans. So if you do need fans for an Asus Strix card or whatever, that's the way to go. I did notice they make 2 different sizes. These are the 88mm across, and there's also a 95mm for some cards. So just make sure you know what size your fans are, because that's kind of important. They don't have, you know, the Strix eyes on them or anything, but honestly, that doesn't matter, because the way these cards get installed, you can't see the fans anyway. So I don't know why people really care about having Strix eyes on them. That was like one of the questions I was seeing asked on Amazon, was people was asking if they had the Strix eyes. I do feel like that wire harness is longer than the other one, but we'll see what happens when I go to set it all in. I saw on the old one it has a fold in between fan C and B. This is C, this is B. I also got in a Corsair 460X case today with a tempered glass front and side window. I'm gonna have to open that up pretty soon here. That's the case that this system's going into. So we'll get into that a little bit later here. If I don't get into it today, I'm gonna get into it really soon. I'm definitely itching to build this system. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I'll cover more of that system in another video. Okay, last screw. I keep turning on me. There we go. I'm just gonna run through and do a quick little check on them all. You don't have to go hog on these things. I'm just giving them a quick little check. Okay, I'm happy with those. They'll let you tip out. So then this is gonna go and fold up like that, and it's just gonna sit under there, and then this is where it overlaps. So this one comes down. I see. Actually, it's tight. Okay, I see. One thing I'm not quite sure how to deal with is going to be this extra plug now. I guess it'll probably just hang off the end. That sits pretty streamlined. If you can see that there. Trying to get the best angles on it for you guys. I'm gonna hold off on plugging it in because I'm actually gonna migrate to the back of the card now. Flip it over. Now, they did do. See if you guys can see this. It's like a little light white blur. I'm gonna tip it up. This screw here, they put a sticker over it. So if you open one of these cards up, they're gonna know, and it's gonna void your warranty. So that's a shame. I wish that you could just open it up without voiding the warranty, but whatever. Because I'm sure they probably used really crappy thermal paste. So pull these out. It's going to be a total of 6 screws. There's the one with the sticker. And that's instant warranty void as soon as that sticker's punctured. Six screws off. It's wiggling. There it goes. Okay. Now we're inside the card. Okay, so they have a thermal pad in here. Don't remove that. Don't mess it up. You can't just replace that with like thick thermal grease because the thickness won't match. It's not gonna make the right contact. Damn. Okay, so that I'll leave. I don't have one to replace it. I don't know the thickness of it. I'm just gonna leave it. It'll suffice. My main thing that I want to get into is the thermal paste that's on here. You can see that square cutout? And it's almost like it's a square pad that they basically just sucked in there and stuck on. Did make contact with it. It's a little dry, so yeah, I'm glad I'm in here. Speaking of which, I have a Asus Strix card in my current system that I kind of want to dive into now because of this. Oh yeah, that stuff's hard as a rock. Little alcohol to it. Alcohol and a Q-tip. Get right in there. Clean up the edges. Alcohol. Fresh side of the Q-tip. Get into here. So, it is a shame that it voids the warranty by opening this up because we're gonna see way better performance by swapping this grease out. So, yeah, voids the warranty, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Let's see. Yeah, that stuff is dry and thick and just cruddy. So, get rid of that. Gonna take a little alcohol to that as well. Clean it all off. Clean that heat pipe. Okay, so that's clean. That's really clean. Just making sure. Alright, so that's really clean. Now, grab some Arctic Silver. And I don't know which one I was using last, doesn't matter. I spread thermal paste. I've seen it both ways. I've seen, you know, just do a glob and throw it down. I myself, I don't know, I like to spread it evenly. It's just me. I mean, I spread it on everything. I guess technically you don't really see a difference between spreading it versus a glob, but I shall continue to spread. Okay. Happy with that. That's pretty clean under here. I'm actually amazed at how clean this card is. And now, get everything lined back up. And grab my screws. Throw her back together. Simple fixes. It's not that hard to change thermal paste on a GPU, and it is very worth doing. The stuff out of the factory just is not that good, and that's usually the case. So again, I wouldn't change those thermal pads in there. If you have thermal pads in there, you want to leave them where they are. Unless you have the proper ones to replace, that's one thing. But, you know, that thickness is determined, and those are fine. The big thing is just on that main chip there, we wanted to put some new thermal paste, because that's just junk. So, it's worth taking the time to do it. But, you know, again, you do void the warranty in doing so. So, that's just something to keep in mind when you dig into something like this. This plug is gonna drive me nuts, but we're gonna see what happens. So that plugs in. Should plug right in. There it goes. See, by doing it this way, it's like, I don't know, it's just annoying. unplug this, maybe. Come on. I hate these little plugs. They're so obnoxious. Alright, let's see. Gonna run like that. That's nice and tight. I like that. That's the way it should be. So that sits there, that sits there. It's this one that's... I guess that's just how it's gonna be. Just gonna sit there like that. We'll see when I go to put the cover on if it's in the way. I'm gonna do this is the dirtiest thing I've seen yet. It's this fan housing, shroud, whatever. It's almost like it doesn't pull the dust into the GPU. Instead, it flings it to the sides. Just do a quick... It's actually not even that bad. Just a quick run around with an alcohol swab. Is doing the trick. It's not super caked, but it, you know, it's dirty. A little more alcohol. Almost there. Flip this over. Just doing a quick little boop, boop, boop. Quick clean. New one. Alright, I'm happy with that. And watch these tabs when you're going in. They have to go under the fan blades. I knew that was going to cause problems, this plug. You know what, though? It's going to be alright. There's just enough room to tuck it. I'll show you guys in a minute. I want to just get this thing set where it needs to be. And I want to get a couple screws in on it. Okay, so those are all good. Alright, let me get this screwed in and then I'll show you guys how that wire ended up tucking up under there just fine. There's plenty of room for it. So I'll double check this one. Okay. There we go. That's all screws back in. So if you can see it, yeah, it just tucked right up under there. Trying to get the right angle here. Yeah, it's just tucked up under. And then this wire is the RGB lighting. That'll get plugged in, and that wire can get tucked up under as well. So, not bad. But there you have it. Did thermal paste and fan replacement. So, one thing to keep in mind when you're doing thermal paste on graphics cards, yours may differ from, you know, this one obviously. Asus Strix, you're gonna have these on this for the RX480. I'm pretty sure my 980 Ti is the same way. But one thing to pay attention to is gonna be some graphics cards may have screws that you have to go in through here or whatever, or they could have them around the side somewhere. So, you know, when you give it a wiggle, make sure you're free that way, but don't just pry up on it, because one, you could have wires plugged in still, and you could also have a screw that you didn't see. So just use caution when you're going in, and again, you do void the warranty, but I don't really care about the warranty, to be honest. So hope you guys enjoy that. Hope you guys found it helpful. Just a little project I was doing right now, so I figured I'd record it. I've been doing a lot of stuff with tech lately, but I just haven't been recording, so finally recorded something. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care.